Welcome back to B Master 79. In this lesson we're taking on ielts speaking part 1 on the topic of free time. You'll get a full brainstorm for every question and a complete Band 9 standard answer that you can listen to and read along with. First, let's be clear about what part 1 actually is. It lasts about 4 to 5 minutes and it always comes first. The examiner asks you simple questions about familiar topics: your home, your work, your studies, your hobbies. The questions are easy on purpose. The examiner is not testing your ideas, they are testing your English. So aim for 2 to 4 sentences, roughly 20 to 40 words. A one-word answer throws away marks, and a 2-minute speech belongs in part 2, not here. Here is our topic card. Free time. 4 questions. Do you often have free time? What do you usually do in your spare time? Which day do you have more free time on, Saturday or Sunday? And would you like to have more free time in the future? Pause the video now and try answering all for yourself. Then come back and compare. Part 1 is marked on the same 4 criteria as the rest of the speaking test: fluency and coherence, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy, and pronunciation. Each one is worth 25% of your speaking score. Notice that ideas are not on this list. You are never marked on whether your opinion is interesting. Every single answer in this video follows the same 3-step shape. Answer, reason, detail, reply directly in the first few words. Then say why. Then add one concrete example or contrast and stop. That's it. 3 steps, 2 to 4 sentences, and you sound completely natural. Question 1. Do you often have free time? Let's brainstorm. My answer is no, and that's fine. A negative answer scores exactly as well as a positive one. The reason is a full-time job plus an evening course, which eats up my weekdays. For detail, I'll give a number: about an hour to myself at night. What we're avoiding is, yes, I have free time, full stop. That's a Band 5 answer. Here's the full answer. Honestly, not as much as I'd like. I'm juggling a full-time job and an evening course at the moment, so my weekdays are pretty much spoken for. I'd say I get maybe an hour to myself in the evenings, and the weekends are a bit more relaxed. It's not ideal, but I've made my peace with it. Question 2. What do you usually do in your spare time? Now, the trap here is listing hobbies. Instead, start with "it depends." That single phrase lets you give 2 different answers and show far more range. My 2 situations are low energy and high energy. Drained, I read or listen to a podcast. Energetic, I go bouldering. 2 scenarios, 1 natural answer. Here's the full answer. It really depends on my energy levels. If I'm completely drained, I'll just curl up with a novel or put a podcast on and do nothing in particular. But when I've got a bit more in the tank, I like getting out of the house. I'm quite into bouldering, so I'll head to the climbing gym with a couple of friends. That's how I switch off properly. Question 3. Which day do you have more free time on, Saturday or Sunday? This is a choice question, so choose. Never say both are the same. I'm picking Sunday. The reason is that Saturday disappears into all the errands I've put off during the week. The detail is a short list: the food shop, the laundry, family. And I'll finish with a memorable line about not setting an alarm. Here's the full answer. Definitely Sunday. Saturdays tend to get eaten up by all the errands I've been putting off all week: the food shop, the laundry, catching up with family. Whereas by Sunday all of that's out of the way, so I can have a lie in and take the day at my own pace. It's the one day I don't set an alarm. Question 4. Would you like to have more free time in the future? The obvious answer is yes, but a plain yes is a wasted opportunity. Qualify it. Yes, but only if I used it well. The reason is that extra hours without a plan just get wasted, and the honest detail is that I'd spend them scrolling on my phone, then finish with something specific for the future, learning the guitar. Here's the full answer. Absolutely, though I'd want to be more deliberate about how I used it. I think if someone suddenly handed me an extra 10 hours a week, I'd probably fritter it away scrolling on my phone. So ideally, I'd like more free time and a proper plan for it. Maybe finally learning the guitar, which I've been meaning to do for about 5 years now. Now let's see the whole thing together, as it would sound in the exam room. Here are questions 1 and 2, with the full answers on screen. Read along, and notice how short each answer actually is. And here are questions 3 and 4. 4 questions, 4 answers, and the whole exchange takes under 2 minutes. That is exactly the right length for part 1. Let's collect the language. Every one of these came from the answers you just heard. Spoken for, meaning already committed. Made my peace with it, meaning accepted something I can't change. More in the tank, meaning more energy left. Curl up with a novel. Switch off. Get eaten up by. Put something off. Out of the way. Have a lie in. And fritter it away, meaning waste it in small, pointless amounts. Learn these in whole phrases, not as single words. Before we finish, 5 things to avoid. First, memorizing answers word for word. Examiners hear it instantly and it damages your fluency score. Second, answering with one word and then going silent. Third, talking for a minute and a half. Part 1 rewards brevity. Fourth, forcing in idioms that don't fit the topic. And fifth, saying I don't know. You are allowed to invent a plausible answer. Nobody is fact-checking your weekend. So why do we call this band 9? Fluency and coherence speaks at length without noticeable effort, and any hesitation is about ideas, not words. Lexical resourceful flexibility and precision, with idiomatic language used naturally. Grammatical range, a full range of structures, with errors only as rare slips. And pronunciation, effortless to understand throughout. One important caveat, though. This Band 9 label reflects an internal quality check against the public ielts band descriptors. It is not a score awarded by a certified examiner. Here's your challenge. Record yourself answering all 4 of these questions in under 3 minutes. Use the answer, reason, detail, shape, and try to work in at least 3 phrases from the language bank. Post your best one in the comments and I'll read through them. If this helped, subscribe to BMaster79 for more IELTS walkthroughs. See you in the next lesson.